Hey, what's up? This is Gary A. Swaby, and you're now watching or listening to episode 98 of the Co-op podcast on thecoalition.com. I'm here with editor-in-chief Richard Bailey, of course. What's up, Rich?
What's up, listeners and viewers? Please pardon my appearance today, but I have not shaven yet.
Yeah, I got, I got a situation right here going on too. I need to. So yeah, we're also here with Charles Singletary. What's up, Charles?
What up? What up? Knights of the Turntable representing. I don't have my camera on because I'm like recording this from a crater that Call of Duty left behind with all its awesomeness.
Oh, wow. Yeah, we definitely need to talk about that. But Michael A might also jump in at some point. Hopefully he gets on because I know the fans been missing him. So yeah, look for him to hop on. And we're on episode 98, so that means we're 2 weeks away from the big one. And we're gonna try and get some of the old members from the show, the old favorites like Anthony Frazier, Edward Velasquez, F Mills. So hopefully we get that popping in 2 weeks. So let's get right into what we've been playing. I'm pretty sure it's similar answers for all of us this week, I think. Charles, we'll start with you because you mentioned it first. So what have you been playing?
Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. I did not think that I would be enjoying this game as much as I absolutely am at this point. I mean, it may be, just I haven't played Call of Duty in so long, or the fact that this is one of the first next gen or current gen titles that I've played. But it is smooth as butter, man. Like the motion is fantastic. The exosuit's awesome. Graphics are good. I won't say the graphics are absolutely amazing, but the graphics are good. The sound design is absolutely fantastic. I mean, down to the very, very subtle things with guns and stuff. I don't know. I'm a sound geek, so those kind of things stand out to me. I haven't finished the single player yet, but it's really good. I also started playing Shadows of Mordor yesterday
Oh,
for the first time, and I got a little bit of beef with that game. Like, I mean, it's cool. The gameplay is cool. The playing in the Lord of the Rings lore is cool, but I feel like there's not enough structure. Um, Granted, I haven't even done the first like main mission. Let me put that out there first. But as far as going around the world and interacting with the other the orcs and everything and the captains and stuff, it kind of seems like they just bunch up in an area whenever you create an alert, and it gets kind of hectic. And I don't know, I didn't like that part. Maybe I'm missing something because I haven't gotten that far into it, but I feel like there's some structure missing with the AI and everything. But yeah, currently I traded in my Destiny for PS3 because I'm getting it for PS4, so that I'll be playing as well. But yeah, those are the only three things that I'll be playing.
Okay, cool. So yeah, I mean, I've been playing Call of Duty Advanced Warfare as well. I got the game on Monday. I've been enjoying it ever since. Now, I used to play Black Ops 2 heavy. Shouts to Lesh and everything. We usually play together, and a few other people, Joe Killer, and all the TK team. We were on Black Ops 2 heavy. Ghosts came out, and like that was just terrible. Like I I was really disappointed with that game. Like, yeah, I played it like twice, and I can never play it again. Like, it was that bad. Advanced Warfare, though, like this is the true like next generation of Call of Duty. I feel like, everything down to, from the single player down to the multiplayer, like everything is dope so far. The single player, I'm loving that. The whole Kevin Spacey thing. He's in it a lot more than I thought he'd be too, which is good. And like it's just the set piece action. They've always been good at that, but in this game, it's just incredible. With the visuals and everything, the updated visuals. So, and I like the whole tech and everything. Everything's more advanced. So I'm loving that aspect to it. And the multiplayer, I actually feel like I can beast in this game because even on Black Ops 2, like, I'm not gonna act like I'm the best person when it comes to shooter games, like first-person shooters and stuff. Like, I'm not that good. I'm not amazing. but you know, I usually get on there and just have fun, see how well I do and everything. But in this game, I feel like I can beast. Like I've been beasting since I've been playing that game. Like I usually come within like the top five, and you know, I was playing earlier and last night, and like damn near every game I played, I was like top two in in the match. So I feel like it's definitely more balanced this time around, and it's less one-sided and everything. So that's really good, and I like the equipment unlocks and everything. So yeah, I'm really enjoying that. My gamer tag or PlayStation ID is Swift Epics, so hit me up, and we can play some Call of Duty. So besides that, I've been playing Assassin's Creed Unity, which I got in the mail today. I will be, either writing a review or impressions for the game, on the website. So look out for that. I can't really talk about the game too much because I'm under embargo. So, but so far I can say it's good. So definitely look out for that game when it drops. Richard Bailey, what have you been playing?
Let me start off by saying that was a horrible teaser, because now I want to know how Assassin's Creed Unity is. It's all good. We understand what the business is here. So Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, actually received my review copy. I'm writing the review right now as we speak. Would have been done sooner, but I felt, I was under the weather the last few days. What can I say? This game is a huge surprise for me. The campaign which I completed was absolutely phenomenal. Anybody who is not, they're going into this game, they don't think the campaign is good or whatever, they really should sit down and play this because it's awesome. The technology that they use in the game is what pushes it over the top. The exosuit, a big, big deal, and that gives it a very fresh appeal than the other earlier titles. Very much enjoyed the multiplayer as well. It's very addictive, and just like you said, Gary, it is something where it's more balanced, so you can really feel like you are able to beast in these modes without any real issues. With that said, I have to say I was very surprised with the title once again. I already have impressions on our site right now. We also have an article, which is everything you need to know about the game, which was done by one of our other writers, Kells. Pretty much, I just want to say, if you have any hesitation about getting this game, you really should give it a chance. It is going to be, on sale, a lot of Black Friday sales, but for those of you who would like to know what I just found out, the game is actually going to be $30 this upcoming week, starting tomorrow, which is Sunday, and going until the following Saturday at BrandSmart. If you have a BrandSmart ad, take it to Best Buy. They will price match it, but the game is going to be 50% off, $30 on all consoles. So that's it. I'm just giving you information. If you want this game, you should pick it up. It's highly recommended. But yeah, I played that for the most part. I played once again Sunset Overdrive. Once I completed Sunset Overdrive, that review is already on the site. But once again, this is another game where I have to say, definitely pick this game up. If you have an Xbox One, you're looking for games to play that are not third-party games, pick this game up. It is worth every penny, and it will give you, I want to say, faith in Microsoft and what they're doing, and that they can put out more quality exclusives over time. But with that said, that's pretty much it. We're about to get very busy with other releases, so I'll have a lot more to say about the other games I'm going to be playing over the next couple weeks.
Okay, so before we move on, Call of Duty, big blockbuster title and everything. Do you guys think this game is potentially a Game of the Year candidate?
You want to go first, Charles?
Yeah, it's automatically gonna be a Game of the Year content or contender, just because it's Call of Duty, and you know how people are. Regardless of the quality that we got or what it could have been, if it would have been bad, if it would have been Ghost, it would have been in the conversation just because it's Call of Duty. But I think it deserves a slot so far. There's still some games I've got to play through. Assassin's Creed Unity, I'm going to get Dragon Age Inquisition, I'm going to get Far Cry 4, I'm going to get. And I need to finish Shadows of Mordor, Walking Dead. did happen this year. Wolf Among Us did happen this year as well. So there's a lot of games that could be, in that conversation. I do think this one will be there. I do not think it'll win. It is good, um, but I don't think it's game of the year. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm sure some website is gonna make it game of the year. Like at this point, they already crowned it. It doesn't matter what happens in the next month or so. But yeah, but with those of a more rational mindset, I don't think it's gonna win. But we'll see.
Okay, go ahead, Rich.
All right. Well, yes, it very much deserves to be in the game of the year discussion, because the campaign alone and once again, if you know me, maybe you could say I'm biased about the storylines in games, but that campaign I was not expecting what they have in there. That alone, it should get something for the story in and of it by itself. Now, game of the year, it is going to be in the conversation. I just know that it deserves to be in the conversation. I know other games that came out this year that should not be in that conversation because they have already been out, such as Last of Us Remastered Edition and Grand Theft Auto 5. Neither one of those games should be considered because they were out last year. But this game deserves it. Wolfenstein I enjoyed a hell of a lot. That's a game that I don't expect a lot of people to say is game of the year. Shadow of Mordor is another game that will probably be in the conversation. But
Wolfenstein is actually another one that I know I need to play because I've heard great things about it.
Oh yes, you have to play that. That was awesome. But we'll see. I mean, I think it deserves to be in the conversation. But of course, we'll see the other games that are coming out. I have not played Dragon Age. This will be the first time I will be playing Dragon Age. When it comes out in a couple of weeks. So I want to see what I think about that because I know BioWare is good at telling stories. So, but yes, this definitely should be in that conversation.
Cool. Yeah, I pretty much agree with that. I mean, like Charles said, because it's Call of Duty, it's going to get nominated regardless. And, a lot of the previous Call of Duties have been nominated, but I don't feel like they deserved it. But I think this one, it actually deserves to be nominated. So whether it wins or not, that's a different story. I mean, a lot of big games that came out this year were, kind of letdowns to a lot of people. So, maybe that will go against some of those games and, Call of Duty will have a better chance. But, me personally, I'm convinced that, either Dragon Age or Shadow of Mordor are going to turn out Game of the Year. I haven't, played Shadow of Mordor yet. I still need to pick that up. And hopefully I'll get Dragon Age soon. So, yeah, I'm convinced those are going to be the games that are, my personal Game of the Year. But, we'll see what happens. Anything can happen at this point. So, yeah, let's get into our topics for this week. So, because I know so little about it, I'm going to get this topic out of the way first. So, Overwatch was announced by Blizzard at BlizzCon 2014. Now, a few people explained this to me or described it to me, and it sounded good from what they were saying, and I saw the artwork and everything as well. So it's a first-person multiplayer online title, which sounds cool. So it seems like it's going to be kind of like a League of Legends type thing, but, a shooter, essentially. And Blizzard, they have a good track record of, delivering MMO experiences and stuff. So, Charles, what do you think of this? Because I know you're into, like, MOBA type games.
Yeah, excuse me, I'm into wasabi peas and things kick. So I didn't know exactly what type of game this was, but it's a team shooter like Team Fortress. Mm-hmm. And it's looking like, and they have 12 characters confirmed or whatever. It's looking like they're going to kind of emulate the Team Fortress formula with, the very, very diverse characters. Now, with it being Blizzard and kind of being set in, a futuristic / fantasy world with like Pixar-like graphics, I think this is going to be cool. I'm definitely going to give it a shot. I don't know if this is going to be a free-to-play game or not. I don't know if those kind of details have been put out, but I'll definitely jump into the beta and do some impressions on it. But I'm kind of excited about this. I'm definitely willing to check it out. I never got into WoW and all of that, just because I would have adopted it so late into its life, and I like to pick up, mainly online games early, like when they first start, at least within the first month. so I never got into WoW, but I did Final Fantasy and stuff like that. And I've done online shooters, like strictly online PC shooters that were very fun. So like guns and stuff like that, G Lindsay. So I'm looking forward to it. I think Blizzard has a track record where we could at least expect a certain level of quality, and I think it'll be worth it to check it out. Plus the characters look absolutely cool. If you haven't looked at the pictures, definitely take a look. Just Google it. They look really really awesome.
Yeah, the characters do look cool, and I mean, free to play, it seems like the thing to do nowadays. But Blizzard, I feel like they're not really the free to play type. I think they'll try and charge if they can, because they probably feel like they can get away with charging. So
yeah, I wonder if they're gonna charge like a just like a regular price to buy the game, or are they gonna do a monthly thing, or what? I don't want them to do like a pay to win format. So I would hope that they would just make it, pay $50, get this game, and it's yours. And like the DLC that you get is just skins and things like that.
yeah, yeah, that would be perfect. I think that would be ideal if it's buy to play. So buy it once, play the hell out of it, kind of thing. So that would be cool. I'll definitely look out for more coverage on this game. Rich, any thoughts? I know it's not really your thing, but any thoughts on it?
Well, glad to hear that Blizzard is trying to do something else, something different. I don't know a lot about the game. If it's anywhere like Charles described, it sounds pretty cool. But I will have to say this: if this game is coming out for PC only, well, I definitely won't be playing because while I have respect for PC and console, all of the work I do is on a computer. So therefore, I don't really see myself playing that many games on the computer. If I got work I got to do, it's going to get done on the computer. But I hope it does well for Blizzard, and we'll see. We'll start to learn more about it, I guess, in 2015.
Cool. All right. So let's move on to the next topic, and I'm sure Richard will have a lot to say about this one.
Uh-oh.
So now I remember doing a prediction article. Was it last year, 2013, or the year before? I can't remember which one, but it was about games that are going to be announced that year. And I remember putting Fallout 4 on there, and it didn't get announced that year. And then I think it was 2012 I did this. And then, 2013 rolled along. Everyone thought it was going to be announced that year. And we got nothing. And now here we are, 2014, still no Fallout announcement. But, there's been a lot of hoaxes and stuff like that going on. But when are we going to hear about this game being revealed? It seems like it's been a really long time. So, Rich, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, I know that the news came out this week about the hoax about it was trademarked by Bethesda, the title Fallout. What is it? A Shadow of Boston. Now, for those who don't know, I'm originally from Boston, so when I heard that this next game would be taking place in Boston, I was excited. However, as far as when it's going to get announced, well, it very well could get announced at the VGX Awards next month. Very well could get announced at Sony's PlayStation event. The thing is, there's an announcement forthcoming because everybody knows that Bethesda's working on something else. Even though they will not reveal what it is that they're working on, we know they're working on something else. I just think at this point in time, they know people want it. They know people have been demanding it. So sooner or later, there will be an announcement. I'll be surprised if that announcement doesn't happen before this year is over, though.
Okay. Oh, and out of fear of, discrediting you, was it actually me or was it you who wrote that article? I can't remember. I know it was one of us.
The Fallout article?
Yeah, the prediction that it was going to get announced or whatever. I think it was 2012.
Actually, there was two things. You and Ed wrote the article on what you want out of the next Fallout game, and I wrote the article on the games that'll be announced.
Okay.
And I'm gonna just say this, not to be, speak too highly of what I predicted, but a lot of those predictions came true. I'm just gonna say that. I'm not gonna say anything else because I don't want to sound like I'm gloating. I'm not. I'm just saying I find it funny most of that stuff came true. But yeah.
All right, cool. Charles, any thoughts on this? Oh, I guess he's getting ready for
No,
work or something. Okay,
no,
fair
no,
enough.
no. I found a trailer for Overwatch and I was looking at it. I didn't know a trailer was actually out for it, but
Oh,
I'll go check that out.
yeah. So I'm not a huge Fallout fan. Um, Personally, I tried Fallout 3 and I had a horrible experience. I see the appeal and I understand why it's good. And on paper, Fallout sounds like a game that I would truly enjoy. I haven't gotten into the gameplay is cool. I just haven't gotten into like the story and everything. It couldn't keep me entertained. Now I do hope that the next one does have some kind of setting to get me interested in it, and like maybe a little bit smoother gameplay. Uh, which I mean, with the current generation, I don't have a doubt that that will improve. So I'll definitely look forward to it. Now, will it get announced this year? I I don't know. I haven't been following all the stuff like with the trademarks and everything, so I'm not 100% sure. It would be nice to cap out the year with a AAA announcement like that. That'd be really awesome. It'd be even better if Last Guardian was given a release date. But I'm gonna just sip my tea over here, very very Kermit like. But that'd be cool to get a Fallout announcement. Like I said, I never got invested in the series, but I still want the opportunity to enjoy it. Give it a chance and see what it's all about.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah, so I mean, I love the Fallout games, man. I love Elder Scrolls and Fallout equally. And I fell in love with Bethesda's work when Oblivion came out. That was like my first game for the PS3, and I played the hell out of that game. And then Fallout came out after that, and it was incredible. There was really nothing like it, and I liked how it was like a post-apocalyptic setting and everything, but that was really like a survival horror type game to me. Like there's parts of that would like scare you shitless. So I love that whole element to it. There really wasn't nothing like it. I mean, we saw Rage and games like that after, but I feel like Fallout really set the standard for that type of thing.
Yeah, I picked up Rage, and I was attracted more to Rage's gameplay, like the fluidity of it. But yeah, that game got boring pretty quickly. It was kind of like a rinse and repeat situation. But with Fallout, it has more of the RPG elements where you can pause it and kind of figure out what you want to do, and the attacks have a percentage and blah blah blah. I guess I'm more attracted to something like Borderlands, um,
Mhm.
where it's more fluid. There's not much stoppage in the action, but it still has RPG elements. So that I also don't play the Elder Scrolls series that much. I played
Skyrim.
no, not Skyrim. I actually didn't play Skyrim. I played Oblivion, and that was my first experience. And I had fun. It was cool, but the pacing of it just didn't appeal to me. Just like I said, on paper, I was like, "This is going to be amazing," but the I guess the first person stuff kind of was off putting, and then the third person was too clunky for me to really enjoy it. Like I guess like the small details kind of bothered me on that one. It's cool in theory, but yeah, maybe in the future. I haven't played Skyrim, which I heard Skyrim was a bit different for the most part. So I may check it out. It's cheap. I get it for like $10 now. So I may take a look at that and see what I think. Even though it's last gen, but I still want to try it out.
hmm.
Yeah, see, and you raise a good point because unless you're like really a hardcore role playing type of guy, those games can be hard to get into for like people who just want to try out the game and stuff and don't have any prior knowledge of how those games work and everything. Like they are really there's a difficulty curve, there's a learning curve and everything. So
Yeah,
you
it's
you raise a
definitely a learning curve.
yeah, you raise a great point. And I think the reason Skyrim was so big is because they showed signs of starting to streamline a lot of things and making it more accessible to new players. So I definitely feel like whenever this new Fallout game is announced, that it's gonna appeal more to those type of people who just want to get in on the experience and don't really have much prior knowledge of how these games kind of work and stuff. So yeah, I definitely feel like it will be more accessible, and I'm hoping that it'll be next gen only as well. So it'll be like it'll be. I want it to be the first game that really sets the standard, on the new consoles and stuff. Like just pushes the whole generation forward. That's my hope for the game, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I actually thought Shadows of Mordor was gonna be that title. The one like next gen that was gonna push the envelope as far as open world goes. But
Yeah.
another thing that I thought about, there's not much to do in the open world in Shadows of Mordor.
Hmm.
It's pretty much just getting from one spot to another. So
The Nemesis mode is the only feature that is
yeah,
that's the only thing that's like a next gen feature in the game. Um,
yeah, yeah. That's definitely the only thing, and like everything else is kind of recycled from older games, which that's not a problem. But
yeah,
when you only bring one new thing, then it kind of gets repetitive pretty quick. And basically, I feel like I'm going to run into the same issues I had with the first Assassin's Creed. Yeah, it was open, it was cool, but it got so repetitive so quickly, and I fear that that's what I'm going to get into. I mean, the game looks beautiful, you know, and especially going into whatever other world and it's all misty and stuff as a wraith. That's pretty cool, but yeah, I think I'm going to get bored with it.
Okay. So, Chilla Joe, I mean, sorry, Richard Bailey, you're from Boston.
Please say that?
Lost Town.
Yeah, you're from Boston. So do you think that, this next Fallout is definitely going to take place there in Boston? Because, it's been heavily rumored and stuff. I'm not sure if it's been confirmed yet, but I know a lot of people talk about it being in Boston. So what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I've heard all the rumors. I think it'll be awesome if it does take place there. Um, I'm not sure what they're planning, but I believe that they are going to make an announcement soon because they've been working on this now at least for a little bit of time. Well, it probably won't come out until maybe the end of next year or 2016. 2016 more likely, but they are going to make an announcement soon. They have to because there's too many rumors floating around about what they're working on. So, yeah, I look forward to it. If it's in Boston, definitely.
All right, cool. So moving on to the next topic. So Grand Theft Auto, it's been revealed that, Grand Theft Auto 5, the next gen version is gonna come with a first person mode. I've seen some screenshots. I haven't seen like any video footage. I'm not even sure if there's video footage out yet.
Yes,
But
there is.
okay, yeah, I need to check that out. But yeah, I want to ask, how big a deal is this, and is it something that interests you guys specifically? So Richard, what do you think?
Let Charles go first.
Okay, Charles, yeah.
Okay. I wrote it off back when they hinted that a first-person view was going to be added to the game because I was like, that's a gimmick, blah, 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 blah. And honestly, it's still a gimmick, but when I saw it in action, well, damn, it's a pretty cool-looking gimmick. Like, the part where you're on the ground and everything is pretty much like cut and paste as I thought it would be. But the car stuff, pulling the gun in the car and everything and shooting out of the window, that actually made it seem like a different type of game. Now, does it warrant a full price when it's a game that's been out for so long? Nah, definitely don't think that. I think they could drop this game at like 30 or 40 bucks and it has more value that way. But the first person shooter stuff is cool. Like the fact that they took the time to add that because before they announced something like this was just going to be updated graphics. That's it. It was just going to be ported to the current gen. You may get heist at some point, but there was nothing new to draw people in. I wish they would add more story content though, as opposed to just this. But will first person make me buy the game again? Absolutely not. I'm good. There's too many other games coming out that I'll be playing. So like I've already beat it, and the story was good. The game was great. I didn't do the online as much. I just drove around and stuff, and it got kind of annoying with people bothering me while I was driving around. But yeah, I'm not gonna buy that game again. Like, nah, it would have to for me to buy it, it'd have to come out for like $20. But I know that's not gonna happen. So
I think, first week is going to be, full retail price, but I think the price is going to drop pretty quickly, especially, you got Black Friday coming up, you guys. So I think, there'll be some good deals for the game after the initial week that it comes out.
Yeah.
But yeah, me personally, I mean, I'm getting it more out of convenience than anything because I don't want to have to go back to my PS3 at this point because I'm so comfortable with the PS4 now. So I'm getting it for convenience sake because I still want to play GTA Online, and I do want to kind of revisit the story at some point. Probably not right away because there's so many other games. But GTA Online is a fun thing to play, especially with Kennedy. So shouts to Mr. Kennedy. We play that a lot. So yeah, I mean, I'm getting it more for convenience than anything. I mean, I don't know if I'm buying it day one, on release or anything. I do plan on getting that. But the first person mode, it's not enough to really grip me to buy the game or anything. I'm pretty much just buying it because I want it on PS4. So, Richard, what are your thoughts on it?
Well, I have two questions. Well, before I let you know my thought, I do have to ask this question. Now, does this mean that you're going to get rid of the PlayStation 3 completely now and just play the PlayStation 4? Because you said you're getting it out of convenience.
No, I'm not gonna get rid of the PS3 just yet because I still have unfinished business. I still have a backlog. There's still a lot of great games on the platform. There might be one day where I'm just bored and think, you know what, let me play this old PS3 game real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna get rid of it just yet. But it would be great to have a game like GTA on PS4 because nobody's trying to play an online game on PS3 now. Like,
That's true. Yeah, true.
that ship has sailed.
All right. Well, to answer your question, yes, I saw the trailer, first-person view, looks great. But let me just stop people right and dead in their tracks right now. While that looks great, we cannot ignore the fact that Heist is still not here. This was announced a year ago. When the game came out, they said we're going to be working on Heist. And then you figure, okay, so spring, they said it was spring 2014. Spring 2014 rolls around, still not done. Now, I know that they need time to make it work efficiently and great, but you cannot ignore the fact that still isn't part of the game because that it has been promised since the beginning. When they announced it, I was like, okay, that's great. I still don't see it though. And when they announced this version, I figured, okay, here it comes. Guess what? Still ain't there.
Like you know how people jump in the comments on the podcast and are always like, well, why does Drive Club get a pass, or why does Sony get a pass, and blah blah blah. Why the fuck does Rockstar get a pass on Heist? And it's been significantly longer. Matter of fact, it's been a longer time period than Battlefield had issues, and it's been a longer time period than Drive Club. Which I think Drive Club, we're kind of still waiting on that one. Jury's out on that. But why isn't this being made into a big deal?
Oh, that's a very good question. Wait, hold on. We have a new guest that has just joined us.
Yeah, we've unlocked a new player. Wow. Yeah, what's up, Mike? Are you there? Okay, he's not there.
Or are you sure we unlocked a new player, or did we pay for some DLC that was already on here that didn't work?
Yeah, I guess we ain't paid for it yet. So.
Yeah, let him get set up. But yeah, I was just going to say, you cannot ignore that fact. Yes, the first-person view looks great, but where the hell are the heists at? This is what should have been announced when they announced. Now, I understand why they didn't announce it when the next gen version got announced, because they know that people say, oh, we just did that on purpose. We wanted to wait until the next gen version was coming out and then introduce heist mode. But no, they said it's going to be on both versions. It's going to be on PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4, but yeah, when is it coming out? That's what I want to know. I don't care about all this other stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually saw a news story the other day on VG 24/7, and it was like Rockstar says heist modes are coming soon, Like, why is that even a news story at this point? Like, you should, if you're even gonna write about that or announce that, like, you should just give a date at this point because nobody wants to hear soon. Like, we want that now. Like that was promised to us a year ago.
That's like Sony releasing a story saying Last Guardian is coming soon. Where's the release date at? That's what you will need to know at this point. The release date. That's all that matters.
Well, it's more like Sony announcing that the PlayStation Plus version of Drive Club is coming soon. But
well, the hell with that game. It's probably a great game, but if it don't work online, well, no, just forget about it.
Michael A, are you there?
Do you guys hear me?
Yes, we hear you.
Yeah, so we're talking about first-person mode in GTA 5, and you know, if you have any interest in that, like, would that be enough to make you rebuy the game if you bought it originally?
No. I'm just being honest. Like, first-person mode in GTA, full story. I'm not giving you $60 for that though.
Did you buy the game last year?
For Xbox 360, yes, I did.
Okay, and you're not rebuying it for Xbox One?
Nope.
Okay. What about when Heists come out? Are you looking forward to Heists?
Nope. Heist should have came out for the last gen version. It doesn't make sense that I would have to buy another. I have to buy the game again for a mode they promised already. Like, no, I'm not doing that.
Okay.
Like, if it was one thing like that, I don't like this new trend. Like, we're gonna promise you features, we'll fail on half of them, but don't worry, we'll make the game again with higher textures, and you'll pay us again for it.
And that feature you've been waiting for just may be in it.
Yeah, the feature you've been waiting for might be in it, and it won't even be in it. And that's the thing, it won't even be there at launch. You still can't get heist mode to work. Are you kidding me? No, I'm good on that.
I mean, I figure
the best though.
If they can,
actually, that's a lie. I don't wish them.
If they can input a whole first-person mode, like that's no simple, you know, addition to the game. That's like a huge thing to add. Like, why can't you put heists in there? Like, I don't understand.
It's kind of like with Drive Club.
It's a great question,
like,
Gary.
Hey, these weather things y'all been working on look fantastic, but y'all can't even get the servers popping for that PlayStation Club.
Oh! But you know what they can do though? There'll be more wildlife in the new version because that's what people were doing in the original version. We were spending most of our time hunting the wildlife. So now there's more of them for us to hunt and ignore. Like, really? I don't understand. Like, why would you advertise that? I don't care about that.
More wildlife, higher textures.
This is not a deer hunter game or a fishing game. Like, no one's buying GTA for that. So
we're gonna add wildlife from the AI with Shadows of Mordor. So each animal is gonna remember you.
Yep, we're gonna add the nemesis system. You shot at that deer and you missed. Oh man, it's gonna remember you when you come back. It's gonna roll deep this time. Like, man. Like, I just it's just me. I'm trying to be. No, I'm not at all trying to be positive for this. Because there's nothing to be positive about.
There's nothing positive. Like, it still pissed me off when they even announced this for next gen.
Yeah, I've already bought this game last year, and you haven't fully delivered on the promises you made for that product, and you have the audacity to charge me again for the same product with. Like, that's essentially like getting a Big Mac, and then you go back and like they're like, yeah. Full retail value of that Big Mac, and we'll throw a few, like 5 or 6 extra French fries there. Like, no, I'm not doing that. That's dumb. I'm not doing that. I'm not telling other people how to spend their money. If you want to spend your money on this, hey, more power to you. But I choose not to support nonsense like this. I'd rather they actually make, you know, a Red Dead Revolver sequel or GTA 6 or give me heist mode on my 360 version of the damn game.
I was under the impression that if they do bring out heists, it will be on the last gen versions too. Like, is that not correct?
I mean, and that's the other thing. If they do that, why am I getting the new version then?
Yeah, what's the point at that point?
I mean, you honestly think the load times are going to be shorter on the next gen version with what we've seen? Heck no. You better go order that Domino's or Pizza Hut while you start loading that GTA Online, and I guarantee that pizza gets there before you load into a match. Like, no, I'm good.
I'm just
I'll be
waiting.
honest. I have nothing positive to say about the GTA remake. I probably shouldn't have said anything. Now that I think about it, there's no good news about
No,
this.
no,
This is just bad.
that's fine. Everybody had too many positive things to say, so this is.
First person
Before we,
mode.
what was that?
I said first person mode. Can I do first person mode on the heists? Is that going to be their day one? Because I don't care about first person mode. Can I see heists through that perspective? No? Then that mode is useless to me. I don't care.
Okay, so before we move on any further, I want to ask you if you have Call of Duty Advanced Warfare or if you've played it.
Yeah, I have it. I got it because my boy wants to play it, so I figure I'll give it a try. And this is the first Call of Duty game I bought in a while, so I want to give it a try. The campaign. If you want, did you want to know what I thought about it at all, or no?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm not done with the campaign. I think I'm close to the end. The campaign is great in this
Yes.
game. Like, it's very enjoyable. Honestly, I think the campaign is the strongest selling point this year for Call of Duty, which is odd to say, but it's the truth. I would say experience it. The story is solid. Not the best. I wouldn't like. I mean, I like Battlefield 4's campaign, so I'd say that one had a better story. But I think what Call of Duty does better is the action set pieces are just more in your face. Like, you get enthralled and you just focus and you pay attention to the cutscenes. Also, these cutscenes, I don't even know if they can be considered cutscenes anymore because it looked like they just had the actors acting them out and there's a camera recording them and they put like a film of CGI. They're crazy. This is amazing. The cutscenes are absolutely gorgeous. I'm not saying cutscenes are why you buy a game, but I mean, this is to me now the new standard. If you're doing that, like the in-game engine, like that's the new standard. These cutscenes are just spectacular to me. Multiplayer, I'm not. It's 2014 and we're still playing peer-to-peer. No. 2014 and there's still a first-person shooter with head glitching. Nah, can't. No, I can't give you a pass on that, bro. I'm sorry. The connection is absolutely horrible, and I really thought it was just me. And I'm talking to other people, and they're like, "No, it's pretty much laggy for everyone." And you can see that when you look at the post-game stats of everyone. Everyone does equally horrible, except for like 2 people on each team, maybe. Everyone else is just doing terrible. And you watch the kill. You know how usually the kill cams try to disguise the BS by showing something completely different? In this game, the kill cams show something completely different, but it's just completely different BS. Like, it's still BS. Like, you'll be getting killed, and on kill cam, the person's shooting you, and they're missing on their own kill cam. They're not hitting you. And you're dying. It's like, wait, how is he killing me, and he's not? Like, you know what I mean? Like, the kill cam shows that his reticle's nowhere near me. And then in addition to that, and it's a good thing I streamed some of this because people weren't believing me at first, I'm literally emptying entire clips into people. I'm getting hit markers, and they're not dying. And, like, people were in my stream like, I don't know how you're playing this game. And I'm like, you know what? I don't know how I'm playing it either. Because I went right back to the campaign. It's bad. I know Activision announced that they're going to be doing some new hybrid server thing where you have a chance now of getting on dedicated servers. Come on, man. You can't just give me dedicated servers. Battlefield is on dedicated servers. There's no peer-to-peer in Battlefield to my knowledge. And that's not even just on this gen. Like, they've been doing that since last gen. You called all the money Call of Duty's making. You had enough money to pay Kevin Spacey, who did an amazing job in this game, by the way. Money to be in the campaign. You couldn't give us dedicated servers, though? Seriously? So now you're going to announce this hybrid servers? Well, sometimes we might be undedicated, but it's still mainly going to be peer-to-peer? That's a slap in the face to me. Either give me dedicated servers or just admit that the multiplayer is garbage so I cannot play it. I just don't know. I honestly would advise you just don't play a multiplayer. Get Call of Duty, play a single-player campaign, enjoy that, and then go trade it in. And I rarely tell people to trade games in. Trade this game in. Trade it in.
I'm gonna put this out there real quick. I don't know if it's a console difference or not, but I've experienced the issues he's mentioned maybe twice, maybe 3 times max.
Yeah.
Out of the playthroughs I played, because you were there when we first started it the first day on day 0,
Exactly.
and we had that one match where it was just absolutely terrible.
Yeah,
and I've only had one. What'd you say?
I was gonna say, I haven't noticed any issues since that.
Yeah, like I haven't had anything that bad since then, except for once when I was streaming, and it was the same thing that he said, where like I was getting the hit markers and they would not die. And like I was like, okay, so the ping was bad, but yeah, it's been a rare thing. Like I don't know if Xbox One is having more issues than PlayStation, or if Mike is getting into more just people that are hosting that are just terrible. But I have not experienced that. It's actually been really enjoyable for me on my side.
I
Yeah,
will admit that I
I,
didn't even know that it was peer to peer until like the second day. Seriously, I thought it was dedicated servers. I'm sitting there thinking, man, my connection must be horrible. What is going on? And then like I go like I look it up and it's like, oh no, it's peer to peer still. I'm like, so there's a host, and I'm just not pulling host. So what am I supposed to do about that essentially? And maybe like you're right. Maybe for some reason the PS4 version of Advanced Warfare in terms of multiplayer just runs better. Which I'm not just I haven't played the PS4 version, so I wouldn't know. It's possible that the PS4 version of the multiplayer is just better because somehow PSN boosted. I don't know. It's possible. On Xbox One, I would know. Halo comes out Tuesday. Why
Yes,
would you be playing this? Why would
yes.
you be playing Advanced Warfare Online on Tuesday? I don't know what to tell you.
Because it's a new game.
No, no. New isn't always better, bro. Like, Halo's on
Hey,
dedicated servers.
you know what?
Why can't Advanced
Hey,
Warfare to be on dedicated servers?
I don't know, man. I mean, they had more time to develop for a game that already exists to put it on dedicated servers. So yeah.
I mean, and you're right, but I'm saying, what game makes more money than Call of Duty right now?
Mm.
They can't put this on dedicated servers? Really? How is that anything but cutting corners? How is that not a slap in the face to the damn fan base?
Uh-oh. Good question.
yeah, I mean, you have a point, but you have a point there. But I haven't experienced much of those issues myself. Probably about 3 times this whole week.
Let me ask you a question. Was Ghost on dedicated servers? You played Ghost, right, Gary?
Yeah, that wasn't dedicated servers. I don't think.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah.
Yeah, I never played Ghost.
I played Ghost like twice. I just couldn't do it anymore.
It doesn't matter if that was dedicated or not. It was trash. You had to have the smoothest running servers with a piece of shit game. So no, that don't even matter.
If I remember correctly, Ghost might have had dedicated servers on Xbox One, but I had it on PS4. So.
And that's a weird thing. I thought that majority of the Xbox One games were going to be on dedicated servers if they had an online element.
And that's the point. If you are willing to use the ones that Microsoft offers, Activision straight up said, no, we're just not doing it, apparently. We're going to just make it peer-to-peer. That's why I'm confused. It's like, why? It would basically cost you nothing. You would just have to put the work in to do that, and you didn't want to do that? Why? Like, you know what? If you guys, I will stream myself playing Advanced Warfare online immediately after this podcast, and you can watch as I pour bullets into people, and you just see X's on the screen, and people don't die. Then you see that kill cam, and my character wasn't looking at them or something.
Please do that, and please make sure you're on the mic when you do that too.
Oh no, I don't do that when the mic is muted for the most part when I play this game because I don't want to curse a lot. So I'm like, no, I can't do that. But yeah, no. But that campaign is worth it though. The campaign is like I would strongly advise people would enjoy experience that campaign. It's a really good campaign.
I agree with that 100%. Yep.
Yeah, I think we can all agree on that. So, moving on to the next topic, Ubisoft removed Assassin's Creed: The Crew and Far Cry 4 from Steam this week, and apparently they've added it back on the US Steam now, but on the UK one it's still not there. So, what is going on with this? And is it because they want people to start using Uplay more? And if that's the case, then that's really an issue because nobody who's a PC gamer really respects Uplay like that. Like, it's a terrible service in my opinion. Michael A., you probably have some experience using it, so what are your thoughts on that?
I personally don't see it as a problem. I can see why they're doing it. Lots of companies are probably wanting to do what Valve has done with their games and for other games.
Mm.
Yeah. Um,
Let,
hello?
let, yeah. I was gonna say let Charles go next.
Oh, okay. Go ahead. Oh,
Yeah,
wait,
you
let
were
him go
breaking up
next,
for
you
a
mean?
bit there,
Oh,
Michael.
sorry about that. Is it still breaking up, or is it better now?
No, it's better now.
Okay. Yeah, it was my stupid Viber was updating in the background. I had to cancel that. What was I saying? Oh, I would say that I think that it's really what's going on is you're seeing a lot of companies, especially companies like EA and Ubisoft, where they have so many titles and so many titles of varying genres. Realize that they don't really need Steam. They can do that service on their own. There's money to be made there. Cut out that middleman. Like you can do the same thing they're doing. And honestly, I think that's going to actually benefit games in the long run. When you see companies and publishers and even developers eventually creating services where they'll give you your games, they'll offer you discounts and sales and whatnot, and they cut out the middleman completely. Not just GameStop, but even services like Steam. I mean, Steam's not going to go anywhere because Valve still makes games. Hopefully, they will. Um, but yeah, I don't. I see this as it makes sense. I'm not saying the services are going to be amazing upright. Like, I mean, I know a lot of people agree with what Gary said, and they're not fans of Uplay. I don't dislike Uplay. Would I put it on the same level as Steam? No, it's not there yet. It's not even caught up to EA service yet. But it's mainly I use Uplay just to get like the free wallpapers and like the in-game stuff, which is actually pretty cool. So I'd like to see what they're going to do with that, if that's the direction they're going. But it does make sense, and it especially for a company of Ubisoft's size, with all the games they have, it's like why not have a service for your own games,
Okay.
like from Rayman to Rainbow Six and so on and so forth. You know?
Yeah. So I mean, like, could this be a potential threat to Valve? You know, all these big publishers creating their own services and selling directly, you know, to their customers. Like, is this going to
Heck
be a
no.
future issue? Go ahead, Charles.
I
Hell
would say,
no.
man, oh, you would say that. I would say this. The only way that they won't a pitch right now, no, it won't be. He's right. I'll give him that. Valve Steam is too big. Eventually,
Yeah, like,
yes. And you know what that's gonna,
because the
and you know
thing
what that's gonna
is,
cause Valve to have to do? Go make games again. Where's Half-Life 3? Go actually make video games.
I still stand by my theory that Half-Life 3 is gonna be like when they
Games
drop
now. You
their
don't have
own
this.
Valve Steam box. Yeah, the Valve Steam box. I think is gonna be a launch title, but I don't think it's a threat. I don't think it's anywhere near close to a threat. Simply because this isn't, just like Mike said, this isn't new to Steam. They've been doing this. They have developed a very ravenous fan base based on this. Like, do you know how ridiculous it gets when they do their Steam summer sales? Like, it's nuts. Like, people have like channels and stuff dedicated just to the summer sales and videos and parodies and blah 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 blah. They have a huge following for it. If a couple games get taken off of it, I'm not worried. That does diminish the value of the Steam operating system based consoles that are coming out, like what Alienware is doing this year. But I don't think they'll want to miss out on that money that these Steam boxes are going to make. So, and the individual stuff like Uplay and I hate EA Access. Like I told y'all that before. I don't. That's not their market, man. They should leave that shit alone.
Stop hating.
Oh man, yeah.
I'm all about the better experience for the consumers, and
Yeah,
that's
I'm
not.
sure. I assure you. Yeah, you drink that Sony Kool-Aid on that advice.
How the hell is that Sony? That is me in my pocket Kool-Aid, motherfucker.
That's what Sony told you. That's exactly what Sony told you. We don't offer this service because we don't see the volume of it to the consumer. And then on Xbox, we're like, lol, we're all taking advantage of those free games and the discounts on DLC and everything. So
what have you taken advantage of from EA Access?
Okay, well,
so,
like
give me in the last month, just the last month. That's 4 weeks.
I just downloaded Plants vs Zombies Garden Warfare for free. I didn't buy that game. I was not going to buy the game. I get to play it. It's actually a fun game, surprisingly so. I would never have known that. That's what I don't know what is that game worth right now? At least 30 retail. That I don't have to drop.
It's like $20 right now.
So so that's damn near all of my all what I've paid for the yearly subscription to it. Right there, one game. Okay. Not taking the discount on the premium for Battlefield. Like, come on now. But I mean,
when was the last time you played Battlefield?
Probably last month. honestly.
Okay.
But
All
it's
right.
not. That's not a knock on Battlefield. That's a knock on all the new games that came out. Evil Within dropped. Sunset Overdrive dropped. Like there's Shadows of Mordor dropped. Forza Horizon 2 dropped. I just haven't had time to play Battlefield. But I put like this: Battlefield's gonna be in my hard drive a whole lot longer than this Call of Duty. So yeah, I would say that that game is fine. Battlefield's not going anywhere. Hell, you talking jokes? I might be on Battlefield in a couple hours. Who knows?
You know what? That's cool. But you know what? That EA Access ain't gonna help fix Hardline and make it a better game for you to invest in.
Okay, first off, why you gotta throw shade like that, bro? Like I'm
That
not
ain't shade. That's not shade. That game is terrible. Like the concept is bad. The execution is bad. I've watched people play it. It's bad. It's not.
I'm not. But you see, my point is, like,
and then the overall EA Access is not worth it. It's not worth it. It shouldn't
yes, it
exist.
is. It's
No,
already.
it shouldn't.
Have you not read the numerous?
You
breaking
got
down how
Plants
much
vs.
money you
Zombies. You got Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare, right?
paid. A quality game for free.
Not knocking the quality of that game.
Okay,
No, I'm not doing that.
And like I said, you don't play sport. Well, I don't know if you play sports games like that. You might actually, sports. You might actually dabble in some sports games. If you play sports games, I don't see how it's not worth it to you.
Wait a
You get a
second.
discount on the game. You get early access to the full game.
Do you want to
And
know
you get
why?
discounts on
Do you want me to
DLC.
tell you why?
Are you kidding me?
You want me to tell you why? Do you want me to tell you why? I will tell you why.
Why?
All right. Right now, I am a Best Buy Gamers Unlocked member. You want me to tell you what this means?
No, I know what that
This
is. I
means-
respect that. Best Buy, the Gamers Unlocked is legit. I give you that.
20% off plus the $10 reward certificate if I pre-order the games, right? Why would I want EA Access and pay for a game through that when I can do that with any game whatsoever?
Well,
I mean, the existence of EA Access is not worth it. It's not worth it.
well, let me just say one thing real quick about EA Access. I made a post earlier this week. We can't say it totally ain't worth it because if you do have EA Access, you'll be able to try out Dragon Age Inquisition before it drops on the 18th.
Mm-hmm. Well,
And that they already said the first 6 hours of the game you will be able to play it for 6 hours. So that is a big deal, I think.
That's cool. I ain't paying for it. I'm good because like I made this argument before when it was announced. If you take away EA Access, these are things that we were getting for free in the first place.
what were things we were getting for free?
Like
we were getting
beta test games.
We were getting
EA Access didn't
to the
exist, we
games
could
in the vault
probably
for free.
beta test. Say what?
We were getting access to those games in the vault for free already. I didn't know that you could play those games for free. I didn't know Battlefield 4 was just free for everyone. I didn't know that.
We were getting
Seriously,
these
I wasn't
types
aware.
of features. Can I finish? Are you
Okay.
gonna troll?
No, that's trolling.
We were getting things like beta access to different games
okay.
for free before, right? Yes or no?
We still are getting that. So yeah, I don't see why you're saying that, but okay, I get where you're going. I guess we were
Dragon
getting.
Age, you have to have EA access to get it, right? So you're not getting it for free. You have to pay for EA access.
Wait, what do you mean? You mean to get to play the game 6 hours, to play the full game for 6 hours early? Yes, you have to get that with EA access.
Yeah.
Okay, and you have to pay to have that, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So imagine in a world where EA access didn't exist.
Okay.
Like, why does EA access have to exist for us to be able to do those types of things?
Why should what's the incentive for them letting you play the full game for 6 hours early?
They can do it within one of the infrastructures that already exist. They can do it through Xbox Live. They can do it through PlayStation Plus. Why do they have to have their own thing? They do not have enough stuff.
Because they profit directly for that.
Profit business. Look,
Yeah.
understanding the business sense doesn't make it make sense for a fucking consumer.
Yes, it does, because that gives
No,
them.
it does not.
What? If there's no incentive for financially for them to do something, why do it? Just for the love of the
Incentive
for gamers? That doesn't benefit them.
Incentive for allowing you to play a game early is that these people will buy the damn game. But you're making them pay for EA access to play the game early to see if they want to buy the game.
But no, okay, first of all, let's be honest. The vast majority of people that are hyped for playing Dragon Age Inquisition early are people who are already going to buy Dragon Age anyway. They just want their hands on that game early. Is that safe to assume, or am I crazy saying that?
No, that's safe to assume because I got to counter that. But go ahead.
Okay, that's number one. Number two, they are giving you free games in the vault and are continuously expanding said games that are free in the vault.
Like current infrastructure on PlayStation Plus and Xbox Live, right? Cool. Keep going.
But okay, if you want to go there, this think about it this way: the games you get on PlayStation.
Oh,
Losing. He's probably gonna use a game as like they're more current or whatever. But people that got PlayStation Plus early got Battlefield 3.
Games you're getting from.
Okay, he's back now.
Okay, you cut out on us.
You said what?
You cut out on us.
I cut out. Sorry about that. Oh, that's my headset. Sorry about that. I was saying that. Yeah, it's heard me say.
well,
It's still cutting out pretty bad.
I said that I.
All right. Well, why do you fix that? I have a question.
Sorry about that.
I have a question. All right. So Dragon Age, how early before the game comes out do you get to play it?
The 13th.
Go ahead.
Next week.
So a week, right?
5 days before it comes out.
You get 5 days. Okay. Why couldn't that be a pre-order thing as opposed to an EA Access thing? Just like with Day Zero, you get it for a full day to actually play the game beforehand when you pre-order the title. Why couldn't that be a pre-order thing versus EA Access?
Because Microsoft threw money at them and said you need to bring that service to the Xbox One.
It's an unnecessary middleman and things that could have been implemented a different way. That is the point I'm making with EA Access. All this didn't have to happen under EA Access. Things like this were already happening without this overall thing that I have to pay monthly for.
Yeah.
Well, I see your point with that, but I can't knock EA for wanting to sell directly to their customers, because I mean, if you have a product, then you should want to be able to sell directly to your fan base or your client base or whatever. I think they just want more control over how they sell their own products. I think it just comes down to that.
Yeah, and then with the sports thing, man, I don't even want to talk about that because like NBA Live is not that good, and Madden, I've been waiting for them to improve Madden for a while because I was a big Madden fan, but until they actually
you knocked NBA Live. I'll give you that. I haven't really bothered with NBA Live.
FIFA's the only one I would be dedicated to.
Can you knock FIFA? Can you? I mean, you don't like Madden. I enjoy Madden.
I just said FIFA would be the only one that I'd be dedicated to. I don't know if you heard that because you're connected, but I literally just said that.
I heard you on saying that, but you got to remember, that's the thing. You have to think bigger picture. I understand that you're saying that it's not worth it for you as an individual. I can't tell you what's worth you as an individual. I'm saying that there's a value to EA Access for people who do like sports games or who like EA games. I don't see how that's a problem.
And I'm saying that there's more value elsewhere.
There are other. What do you mean?
Like the Best Buy Gamers Unlocked is a better deal.
Yeah.
Okay, but what free games am I getting with the Best Buy Gamer Unlocked?
Oh no! Look at your Xbox Live and PlayStation Plus. Aren't you getting free games on there?
How much money does the Gamer Unlocked thing cost for 2 years?
Oh, it's $20 right now if you want to go that route.
Oh, it's on sale right now. What's the regular value for that?
Oh wait, matter of fact, not only that, it's the regular value is $120. You can get
2
it for
years, right? Okay.
2 years.
You know how much this EA thing costs for 2 years? $60.
Okay,
it's half the price. So it's half the price.
Nowhere near the same value. 20%. You're not just getting 20% off of EA games. You get 20% off every single game that comes out. Point blank. Period.
I get access to free games from EA and discounts on everything I buy through EA.
Just EA.
How's that a problem for someone who loves EA games? That's what I'm trying to say.
Because the discount that you get, I just said that the value, the discount is better elsewhere, right? The free games, okay, you've got Battlefield 4, which the point I'm making is if EA Access did not exist, you would be getting these benefits elsewhere already without paying $60 for 2 years.
Okay, I know, and I heard you say that, but I wasn't sure. So you're saying that you believe that if EA Access didn't exist, Battlefield 4 would be free already for everyone?
Oh, absolutely. After the shit they went through, that shit would have been an Xbox Live and PlayStation Plus.
I highly disagree with you on that. There's no way I can agree with you on that.
All right, fine, because Battlefield 3 came out for free, like while it was still a big thing on PlayStation Plus. Why is that abnormal to think that Battlefield 4 will do the same thing?
That happened on PlayStation Plus. That didn't happen on Xbox. That didn't happen on PC.
I'm saying that it can happen on both of them.
No, it wouldn't. Honestly, it would not. Let's be real here. It wouldn't.
Why not?
You know why? Are you fishing for the? You know why not? I give you that. That's PlayStation Plus's main perk right now is that they're giving away games that people on PlayStation at least seem to want for free for like while they're still active. Because it wasn't like they gave Battlefield 3 away free first month of release. It was kind of still. It was a while end, but it was still popping at the time. My point is,
you're not going to get anything free the first month of release.
And I'm not knocking them for that. They shouldn't actually. That would defeat the purpose of releasing new games on the PlayStation. So I'm saying I'm giving Sony props for that. That's a cool feature. But Microsoft just now started giving away free games. Like what was it last year? And I can't think of any service on PC where they regularly give away free games that are current. Like GOG gives away free old games, and even EA gives away games that are kind of older. But like they don't give away free new games on PC. Really, they don't usually do that. EA is just now starting to do that.
With PC, you can argue that the steep discount of the games warrants that over time anyway.
And and that's a valid point. But my point is, they are also doing that with EA Plus or EA Plus. EA Access. That's a dumb name. EA Plus. EA Access. That's my point. If you like, I can't look at my boy Justin, who I know who plays mainly sports games, and the games outside of sports he plays are Mass Effect and Dragon Age type games. He loves EA games. How am I gonna look him in the eye and say that game is that value? EA Access is not worth it to him. And then on the plus side, that's why I'm saying it's not just EA that can do this. A company like Ubisoft could do this. If you play Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, Rainbow, Ghost Recon, Rayman Legends, and all those type of games, and those are the games you mainly play all year. And Ubisoft came out with a service like EA Access, like they made you play on that same level. How am I going to look him in the face and say, yeah, you shouldn't get this? It wouldn't make any sense to me. For that person, or for people like that, there's a value there. That's my point.
Yeah, I guess I have to side with Michael A there in the sense that, if you are somebody who plays mainly only EA titles, then it does make sense. But, I see where Charles is coming from too. Like, we've been having all these discounts and free games before EA Access came along. And, most likely EA going to try and pull their games away from PlayStation Plus and all these other services. So that sucks.
Yeah, and the thing is, EA Access, if we get a Ubisoft thing, if we get it from these other companies, this diminishes the value of two things that these gamers have to play online. So Xbox Live and PlayStation Plus both lose value because developers want to have their own service at this point. So you're not going to see as many Ubisoft, you're not going to see as many EA games, or whoever else adopts this fucking model. If Naughty Dog came out, it was like, hey, we'll discount our 3 fucking games, whatever. The value of Xbox Live and PlayStation Plus, two things you have to have, basically, on a console, lose value. I'm saying that the value should go into those two things. Maybe Microsoft and Sony need to offer some kind of incentive where these companies don't have to make a third party, or make a third party service.
You just kind of made my point for me, but I'll let you continue. Go ahead.
Okay, my point is this: there's a value in everything in the world, but there are alternatives, and I think an alternative in making PlayStation Plus and Xbox Live more valuable, whoever fucking starts that hamster wheel going, makes more sense than third-party access shit. That is my point.
Well, see, the point I'm trying to make is this. What is the benefit for a third-party developer to make games and pour them into a service for someone else to profit off of when they can do that themselves?
What was the last thing I said? That Microsoft or Sony should make it worth their while.
You did, but see, where I'm going with this is, if I can do it myself, why not do it myself? It doesn't make it cut out the middleman. It's just better business to cut out the middleman as much as you can.
This isn't cutting out the middleman. This is adding another fucking middleman. Now
it's not adding a middleman because it's basically a relationship between you as a gamer and the
stop paying for Xbox Live and pay for EA Access and tell me, can you play those EA Access games online?
I actually don't know. I wouldn't think you could.
Can't. I don't know. It is another middleman. This is not cutting out a middleman. This is another middleman.
If Xbox Live and PSN dissolve into services where basically all you're getting is the ability to play online on those services, two things will have to happen. A, they will have to lower their prices. That benefits gamers. Because You can't, as Microsoft or Sony, argue, oh, well, we were giving you discounts on no, because the companies are doing it. All you're giving me is playing online. So that means prices for those services have to come down. B, they have to dedicate more energy and time into actually building infrastructure for online gaming than all the other nonsense and shine and things to distract gamers. Console gaming, it's been like, as much as Microsoft has bragged about the servers they put up and stuff like that, you have games that just came out now, like Call of Duty, that are still peer-to-peer. That's unacceptable. Dedicated servers should be standard. That's my point. The snafu, the hardware that both consoles have had, because let's be honest, PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, they both came out, then they both had software issues. None of them when the features aren't working 100% correct. Let them dedicate their time working on that instead of trying to say, oh, we can distract you with a free game here and a discount there. No, you are Xbox, you are Sony. You make that hardware. Unless it is a first-party title, you don't really have anything to do with that stuff. Focus on making your end work. I would rather Ubisoft and EA and all these third-party developers with lots of games on their resume step up and offer services and handle the games themselves anyway. That's the direction it's moving in. Why is that a bad thing? I don't see that.
You just went all over the place and kind of said that EA Access is kind of like going to be the foundation of those things being fixed. I don't even see how those relate.
I think I see what he's trying to say, because I mean, if Sony and Microsoft have less games to offer on, you know, their PlayStation Plus and Xbox Live games for gold or whatever, then that means they have to find other ways to give back value to the player, you know, and that would mean either lowering the price, you know, since they can only offer online gaming, or, you know, just offering something else completely, like, or stepping their game up on, you know, online functionality.
But why would they have to, like, the online functionality thing? They've made strides. Both of the companies have made strides, and you made the point earlier. Microsoft has all the dedicated shit in place, but Activision didn't even take advantage of it. So whatever they do to increase the value on that end, that doesn't mean the third party is going to take advantage of it. And then two, you lower the price of PlayStation Plus and Xbox Live, which is offset by the fact that you've got to pay for EA Access, Ubisoft, whatever the hell, whoever else does something, you know, Activision activation, some shit. Like, you're gonna be paying the same crap.
I like that though. That's pretty smooth.
Like, it's adding more middlemen, and it's not good for the consumer in the shit. Like, it look cool for you.
You don't have to have all of those game services. You don't have to. If I don't play Ubisoft games,
so all right, you know what? All right, let's make this point then. So the gamer that only lives with just one company, one developer, is gonna fucking love these EA service, and Ubisoft service and shit. But a gamer like me and a gamer like you, who actually enjoy games from everywhere, we're gonna be fucked.
Not necessarily.
What is it? Is it gonna be like? Is it gonna be a EA Activision Soft bundle pack or something?
No. I'm not saying that. Hey, that would be an idea that Microsoft and Sony could actually implement, but that's neither.
Wait, they already do. It's called Xbox Live and PlayStation Plus.
You're forgetting that these kind of deals would have no impact on first-party games. So if you are a company, that would also be an incentive for Microsoft and Sony, especially Microsoft, let's be honest, to step up their first-party game development. Because if you do that, you don't have to worry about that game going through some service. You control that. How is that bad for the gamers? If you're a Sony gamer, you love Sony's first-party development anyway. Deals like this don't hurt you because you're still gonna get access to your Uncharted's, to your Infamouses and whatnot, and to your Gran Turismos, because those are first-party games. That's my point. It would only affect third-party titles, and I'm not saying this is a third-party titles don't matter. Clearly, they do matter, but that's my point. A third-party title, Xbox and Sony have really nothing to do with, for the most part. They're not making this. Why should they have so much control over it? They shouldn't.
Because these third parties wouldn't be able to survive without them.
Honestly,
it goes both ways. It goes both ways.
I'm going to say something that's going to sound crazy. I honestly think that companies like EA are to the point where they kind of are important. We've already seen one console die, essentially because, and not only exclusively to, but in large part to the fact that they didn't have they didn't have access to EA access. Oh my God!
Wait, God.
EA titles. Remember?
Are you talking about on live?
Do you remember what happened to the Dreamcast? Do you think them not having EA games didn't hurt them at all?
I thought you was talking about the Wii U.
That's what? No.
I don't know what he's talking about.
Gary makes a good point. That's a Dragon Age is not coming out for the Wii U, to my knowledge. That's pretty huge. Take into account, remember when the original Xbox came out and they were like, we don't need EA sports games, we'll make our own? How long did that last for Microsoft? That XNA service died real quick, didn't it? You see my point?
Yeah.
Like, EA is kind of important, and they know this. Like, if Sony or Microsoft was right now lose access to EA titles, I'm sorry, they're fucked, and they know this. So why are we pretending like that?
No. Wait a minute. Pause. Hold on just a second. If Sony and Microsoft lose access to EA titles, what is the alternative?
To EA titles? I guess not.
What's the okay? Who's in trouble? Who's more in trouble? Because they have other companies and they have first-person stuff. So EA stopped supplying to Sony and Microsoft. Oh damn! We'll put it on the Steam box. Well, people don't want to play PC. We'll put it on Wii U. That shit ain't finna happen. Are you seeing? Like, no, really think about that.
So you're telling me that EA doesn't make money?
Do you think everyone will jump ship to a Wii U because they stopped selling EA on Xbox and PlayStation? No, EA would be fucked and they would change their whole system.
What I'm saying is that the millions of people in the world that play FIFA and want to play FIFA every year but can't because it's not on PlayStation or Xbox will probably lose the sense of to play PlayStation or Xbox. The millions
They'll probably fucking riot and EA would be fucked. Not Sony and Xbox. Because there's no other place.
Well,
there is other places. You just named some. Are you kidding me? Like, so you're saying that people are we pretending that people don't game on PC? Is that not a thing?
It's not going to be worldwide adapted. People play on consoles.
I'm not saying it's a 1-to-1 ratio for people adapting, but you're going to see a dip. They both will.
With all due respect, though, people who play FIFA aren't going to play on PC.
I'd like to say something real quick. I believe you mentioned something earlier about third parties. Well, yes, third parties are very important to Sony this holiday season because they have hardly any exclusives coming out. So yeah, there you go.
Oh my God.
Yes, there you go. So continue.
He's been holding that in for a while. He wanted to.
He was on that for like 20 minutes, man. You can tell. He's like, I'm gonna kill him with this one, bro. I got him.
But yeah, this is a great discussion, but we're gonna have to cut it short. I'll let you guys say one more thing, and then we go.
You're actually, if you think about it, you're actually not about to cut it short because season passes kind of fall in line with this conversation too.
Oh, yes.
Yep, they do. And yeah, he's 100% correct on that, and I'm glad he brought up that point. See, this is why I respect Charles. You know, he's a little off rocker on some things, but he's saying. Sometimes he's a little crazy, and it's okay. But you know, when he comes down to it, he's a pretty sane dude. I just got to school him some things. He's got some learning to do. That's all right.
Yeah, Charles is great. He's so great that he does my job for me with the segues. So.
No, he doesn't. But no, because Gary, I'm gonna be honest, man. Your segues before were just like they were a little rough, bro. They were some. It was on some Wayne Brady level. It was like I don't approve of this at all. I don't like this.
Yeah, well, I gotta get better at those. But yeah, so season passes, are they ever worth it? Like that's one of the topics. So
here's the thing.
Charles,
now, I'm gonna pull from Hip Hop Gamer's nonsense argument right now. Because there is a value that exists, that doesn't make it valuable. Okay, it doesn't instantly be like, okay, so like if I give you, let's say Drive Club, right? I give you one track and one car on the disc game when you buy it, but the season pass got all this shit. Well, of course the season pass is gonna look fucking amazing because it has everything I want to play on it. The price on it is gonna be ridiculous. The season passes are ridiculous. I didn't know Call of Duty Advanced Warfare season pass was $50 fucking dollars. $50 roughly, depending on who you're getting your discounts from, is a full game. are we getting a full game on this season pass? No, we are getting additional things added to a full game.
I like to make a quick statement. You mentioned Drive Club. Well, that's irrelevant because the game doesn't work anyway.
The game works. You just don't have the free version.
Yeah, whoever buys the season pass for that, again, I have to question their logic of making that decision.
Well, I was just using that as an example, but I feel you though. But my thing, season passes, like, all right, you know what season pass makes sense? The Telltale Game season passes.
Yeah.
Because it's simple. These are 5 episodes that are $5 each, but if you get the season pass, you get it for $20. Oh, well, shit. That makes perfect sense. But to give me a season pass, like, what's his name? Destiny season pass was only, what, $20? Compared to Call of Duty's $50? Are you serious?
Well,
like,
don't do that. Don't do that. Please don't. You should not have brought us. No. Let's talk about Destiny.
Before he goes off on the Destiny rant, caveat here. If we could live in a world where season passes didn't exist at all, except for instances like Telltale and the companies that actually have value, like the Borderlands developers, then I would. Where Destiny, I don't need a Destiny freaking season pass. I don't need a Call of Duty season pass. I don't need a Battlefield season pass. Like, does Madden have a season pass? Because I feel like we're heading in that direction.
No, it does not. It doesn't have it. It doesn't.
They're gonna give me a season pass where I can't play with my fucking favorite team unless I pay for this $20 season pass, or I can't get the rosters for next year. Like, that might be a thing that happened.
No, because some of these sports games actually update the rosters very, very daily. So Madden, there is no season pass for that.
Hey, you know what? That's something you get right now. But I bet money that EA Access, you're gonna have EA Access for roster updates next Madden. I put money on it. Just wait. When we hit podcast co-op number 140, whatever the hell, and we're talking about Madden and that how EA Access, you have to have EA Access to get roster updates. Crown me, son. Right then and there. Something that you were getting free for years.
We'll have to remember this very day when you said it. So.
You better get in Create a Player and start making these new rosters, bruh.
Wow.
Okay, so Mike, hey, what was you gonna say? You was gonna talk about Destiny and
First of all, let's talk about Destiny's season pass content and the fact that the first DLC is already on the damn disc. So that $20, you're basically giving $20 for a game that you've already fucking given them $60 for. That's number one. Number two, the content of the first DLC, it's not new planets. It's not new creatures. It's locations on the current fucking planets in the moon that's already in the game. So you're getting like what? A strike, maybe a raid, and like a bunch of other missions on the same planets you've already played on, with the locales that look exactly the same, fighting the same fucking monsters.
Wait a second.
Oh, you can go up to higher levels.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's right. That's award winning.
Are you for $20? You can miss me with that. You can miss me with all of that. I'm sorry. That's number one. Number two, I will agree with some of the things that Charles said about season passes. I do feel that it's the default now for almost every game that comes out to have a season pass. And a lot of times it's like, when you look at the value of what they're offering, it's not worth it. It's like, this is stuff that should be in the game. Why am I buying a fighting game and the season pass is not even just extra characters that probably should have already been in the game, but like it's like costumes. Why? Why am I paying you money for costumes? That's dumb. It doesn't really add to the gameplay at all. And most of the time the data is literally already on the disc. Like we saw that with Street Fighter Cross Tekken. It was like the 6 characters were already on the disc. Why am I paying you money for characters that I already actually literally have, but you're blocking my access to them? That's just dumb. But I won't say that season passes in general are a bad idea. I see that they can be done well. He brought up Borderlands. I'm gonna bring up another game that had great season pass content. Mass Effect 2 handled season passes the proper way. Like all that DLC you got was amazing. Like it was top quality stuff. Personally, I think Battlefield Premium is an amazing service. You get tons of content. Like the maps, you're getting ridiculously sized maps, numerous maps. You're getting new vehicles, new weapons. Like it's just lots of stuff. They give you bonuses, like you get into servers first. They give you extra what they call gold briefcases, this, that, and the third. You get early access to the maps before everyone else does. Like, it's just, I see Battlefield Premium is worth it. Like,
Yeah,
I mean,
I got to step in and co-sign those last two. Like, first of all, BioWare, they always have great, season pass content, DLC content, and Battlefield as well. Like that's why I spent £90 on Battlefield 4 like
Oh,
weeks before it even came out because I know that they're always dropping new content. Like there would be times where I log into the game and there's just new maps, new content, waiting to be played. So premium is definitely worth it.
uh,
But those
I
are
agree.
some of the
And
better
the funny thing
examples.
was, Battlefield Premium, I just remembered, I didn't get mine at launch. I got mine when I got my Xbox, and it was perfect timing. I got mine, and Xbox had a sale on the premium for Xbox for Battlefield, so it was only like 30 something bucks or whatever. But then I signed up for EA Access, so I got a sale on top of that sale. So I basically got it for like 27, 26 bucks. So to me, that was a complete steal. I got it basically half off. And it was, I mean, I've loved the new maps, the new game modes. I forgot this new game mode or whatever. The cruiser assault mode, where you're trying to battle against the other team to break into the ship and destroy the ship. It's amazingly fun. It's like an homage almost to the 2142 kind of like. I think Battlefield has handled season pass as well. Forza to me, except for Forza 5, and I mean I think that was like a launch title, and they kind of had to rush to get some stuff out. I'll be honest. But even like with Horizon 2, the way like the content you're getting from the season pass it's ridiculous.
yeah.
I think there are games that do handle season pass as well. But yes, I agree with Charles. It's almost a default now for games to just offer season passes, and then when you look at what you're getting from them, it's like, what am I really gaining from this? Is it enough content to the point where it's like, okay, I'm getting a full experience, and they're adding to that experience, or does it feel to the point where it's like you feel like you're only getting part of the experience, and you have to give extra money to finish the game? And if it's the latter, then that's a problem because you're essentially not getting complete games anymore at launch, and that's not good for anyone.
I
But
like to say one thing based upon what you both said. I do believe the developers, a tactic that the developers are using now to get people to get these season passes, will say, oh, well, you can unlock more achievements and trophies with the DLC. And
yeah,
I have seen that in quite a bit of things now, where if you already got all the achievements and then DLC comes out, now it's more. So it's like, oh well, that is a tactic they are using with the season passes as well. But I agree with pretty much everything you said. I don't believe everything needs a season pass. I'm pretty sure there will be a season pass for Dragon Age, obviously, and some of these other games. But everything doesn't need DLC, I don't think. And
no,
I was going to say, which Gary probably was going to mention before me, what CD Projekt announced earlier this week, Witcher 3, that deserves a standing ovation without question, because they have always been a studio where if they have DLC, is always free. They're focused on giving you the whole game,
yeah.
trying to milk you for money later. So
Yeah, co-sign that. Like they're an amazing studio, and I think a lot of other studios need to learn from them. Like their games are just pouring with value to the point that even people who bootleg their game end up buying it later on because like it's that good. The quality is that good, and the value. So yeah, definitely.
I don't know. I think it's just also I'm thinking of it from a developer standpoint. Like DLCs is usually a really good chance for developers to actually make money, because as we all know, like the majority of money that games make goes to the publishers, it goes to the investors and whatnot, which is fine. They're fronting them a lot of the money, but in terms of the work that's done to make the games, they're not really the ones doing all the work. It's the people who sit there coding and sit there doing the art and whatnot, and the music and all that, and sleeping under their desk under crunch to test the game and whatnot. Those are the people that are really putting in the work. And they don't really see a lot of return on that, especially when there's clauses in their contracts where it's like reviews could make or break whether or not they get a Christmas bonus. So like a game like Destiny that has 500 million day one, and because of they didn't meet a certain Metacritic review score, they're not, the people who made that game aren't getting bonuses. I'm sorry, I don't see how that makes sense. Like, how is that even fair to them? you made more money hand over fist than you can count right now. And we're not getting what we're deserving of because some hipsters and neckbeards and armchair analysts decided that this game isn't good enough for us to receive our bonus. Like, as hard as I'm on Destiny, it's not the worst game ever made. And those people deserve to get paid because they obviously made a product that sold. So why aren't they getting paid for that? I see DLC as a kind of a way to, alleviate that because it's extra content. They're putting more work in, even more work in usually. But it's usually something that they get to see the rewards out of. So that's why I think I'm okay with it, especially when it's done well. But there are too many companies that are just taking advantage of that model and just using it to just milk things out of people. And that's a problem. And I think that's always been a problem with gaming. People always finding ways to kind of just milk. Either whether it's a franchise or ways of milking money out of people. And ironically, people who just mindlessly support it, I suppose. I don't know.
And you know what? Speaking of milking money, I have to say, yes, that goes for every form of entertainment. Where especially was disappointed when I heard the other day they're making a Toy Story 4. Really? Okay, I'm done.
Yeah. I'm sitting there like,
It's just,
isn't the kid in that movie? Isn't he a grown ass man now? So what? His kids.
I'm still on the phone right now, but the Toy Story 4 thing, you might want to hold your horses on that one.
what's that?
I'm gonna be honest. I don't like that crap, so I don't really care. But hey, I just see it for what it is. It's Pixar Disney staying in your pockets, and I can't blame them from the standpoint.
Yeah, because I think the third Toy Story ended so perfectly. Like, they had the little girl as their new owner and everything, and Andy or whatever his name is went to college. So like, yeah, that was the perfect place to end it. Like, I don't see why they're making a new one, to be honest. Like, it's
money,
milking it.
Money. That is why they're doing it. It's not for the betterment of children development or money. That's the answer, especially when it comes to a company like Disney. But that's neither here and there. I could go off on them. But yeah, money. That's the answer. If you ever have a question about Disney, it all traces back to money.
Okay, so our final topic, going back to Call of Duty, people have been complaining irrationally again this week, and there's a scene in Call of Duty Advanced Warfare in the campaign where there's a funeral service for one of the dead soldiers, and you can pay your respects to the dead soldier and everything. And people actually complain about that, saying that it's disrespectful to dead soldiers.
What?
Yeah, it was like a big
How
deal.
is a game acknowledging that war? See, this is what I'm confused about. People complain that games that speak on war over romanticize it and glorify it and don't show the harsh realities of it. So then you have a game where you show a character that was people eventually, because even I thought this was going to be the character you just roll with through the campaign. He dies, and there's a funeral for him, and it's done very tastefully. Like, it's a legit funeral. You can pay your respects to the man, and you walk away. How is that mocking actual dead soldiers? I don't understand that. And again, this goes back to you're fine with people killing people all the time in video games. You show a funeral, that's offensive. What? How?
Yeah, this whole game is about shooting people, like killing.
Yes, it's literally a game where all you're doing is killing people in new and gruesome ways. That's fine. A funeral scene is offensive to you? I sliced a dude's neck open. His neck was smiling. Okay, that was fine. That was fine. The funeral for a character that passed away is offensive. What? How?
To me, it's like people just they do it on purpose. Like, they want to find something to complain about because it's that big game of the moment kind of thing. It's like they just want to rain on our parade.
I just want to say something. When I heard about this complaint, it didn't make any sense. If there was going to be any complaints, I would have thought the complaint would have been about they have a couple scenes in there where the female character is getting beat up by a male, and I was like, okay. I can see people complaining about this just because they have nothing else to think about, even though it's just a game. But about this particular complaint makes absolutely no kind of sense whatsoever.
I think people just want to complain. Like, they complain just to complain, because if you notice, that scene is very early in the game. It's after the first level. So it must have
Yeah.
been people who literally just, they saw the first hour of the game or something, and that's what they decided to pick out of it. The scene you were talking about where the woman gets beaten up or whatever, that probably happens later in the game, so
Yeah.
they probably don't even
Right,
know
she was
about
going
it.
mano a mano against Hades. And it was funny because she had the exosuit on and everything. She was getting mauled. Old dude was putting palms on her. Like, it was quick. But I don't. And
It
even
was,
then,
it was actually super weird that she had the exosuit and he was still getting handled by dude.
yeah,
It was really
because
weird.
that dude must be strong as hell. Because she was getting bopped. She was getting
No,
bopped.
no lie. I thought it was going to be a plot point where like he wasn't even human or something because
Yes,
these
that's
exosuits
what
are
I
supposed
thought.
to make them super strong.
That's what I thought. Because even then, well, I don't want to spoil too much of the game, but yeah, there's a part that happens right after that where he kind of pops up again, and you're like, oh, maybe he's not human at all. No, he's human. He was just giving. He was just
He was just giving her that work.
giving her that work. There's no substitution for it. Hey, equal rights, equal lefts too. You know, that's what they said. But no, even then, like I thought they were gonna have a problem with that scene, but then I remembered they introduced this woman, and she was in the torture scene, and she was beating the crap out of a dude trying to extract information from her. Yeah. So it's like I like how they handled it. Like they didn't treat her like some special. No, she's a soldier. She acts and gets treated like a soldier. I respect the way they handled the character because it wasn't even in my face all the time that it was a woman. I didn't remember. I didn't care. She's a cool ass character, so I just went with it.
Yeah. I mean, how do you feel about the complaints, Charles? Like the complaints about Call of Duty, the funeral scene?
I'm sorry, I did not catch that last part. My bad.
The funeral scene in Call of Duty, like, how do you feel about the complaints that have come out about it? Like, do you think it's rational?
No. I really don't have anything additional to add to that. Like, why are we talking about this? Like, why are people just? I don't know. Do you know how many things are so unrealistic in this game? Like, I don't know, man. I think they just have to find a problem. They're searching for one.
Yes.
And it probably just took that one guy that said something and everybody just jumped on the bandwagon and was like, oh, he is. Just like when Obama didn't salute correctly because he had a cup of coffee in his hand and like everybody just went to hell over that shit. It's the same situation, man. Get over it.
No.
Video game.
Yeah, it's so stupid, man. It's starting to annoy me how people just want to nitpick every little thing in gaming these days and, find something to complain about. Because they're doing it just to complain. They're doing it for the hell of it. They want to complain about something, and they find any little stupid thing. And it annoys me because, like, these people actually kind of have some power because, developers and people making games, they actually take all of this controversy on board, and it influences them. So
yeah,
I hate that.
Like I'm not gonna be surprised if somebody like, and right after that scene with Kevin Spacey was like super rude to that other like military dude. I'm like, people are gonna have like a boycott Call of Duty because Kevin Spacey's character was rude as shit. He was cutting old boy off like just every time he said something. He's like, all right, soldier, calm down with that shit.
Yeah, when a lot of this stuff happens in movies and TV shows, it's not a problem. But with games and shit like that, it's like it's always a complaint. Richard, how do you feel about it?
Well, yeah. Well, I pretty much agree with everything that has been said. This is a pointless complaint for people to have. The context of the game, as you've already established, it is a violent game. It's trying to show the brutality of war, battle. So I would think out of respect for those that have passed, that can also be seen in that context.
Exactly.
People should remember that this is a game, and this is not a real life thing, so I don't understand why they would try and pick something out of the game and say, oh, well, that's too controversial. I don't think they should have did that. I mean, this is a game. So I don't understand where they take it to another level with the thinking about how it is. I didn't have a problem with the scene. The campaign is awesome. That's all I got to say about it.
All right, cool. Any more final thoughts on that before we move on?
I'm legit. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Just because since I had to jump out for a minute, I wanted to just throw out there that like these season passes, like you look at Borderlands for like $30, and then you got Call of Duty for 50 and Battlefield for 50 as well. Which premium has what five expansions or whatever, something like that. Plus I don't know. It seems like that one would be more valuable, but it's hard to argue against what Borderlands has in its content.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand how y'all could charge any more than them. I think they should be the benchmark when it comes to paying a season pass for expansions. But that's just my personal opinion on it.
What does Borderlands have? Like, I've never seen the season pass.
The stories, right? It's the stories with different characters that they introduce.
Yeah, they add on, like, it's not like you just get guns and skins and like a couple maps or something. They add on entire portions of a game, pretty much. Like they're their own story. It's like an expansion for MMOs.
Mm-hmm.
That's how their expansions are. It's not just map pack and a couple guns. They add on complete campaign stuff along with the level add, and sometimes they'll add completely new characters too with new skill trees. So like the playable classes and everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds pretty good. All right, cool. So those are our topics for this week. So yeah, pretty much final thoughts. If you have anything else to say about anything, then now's the time to say it.
Uh-oh. Yeah, who wants to go first?
Mike?
Oh, yeah, I'll go first. I just want to say I don't understand why people get offended. Like, there's no consistency in what and how people get offended in games. And I don't even mean in terms of comparing it to other media. That's obvious. Like, the fact that people complain about this, but there seems like...
You sound a little low. Can you...
Oh, sorry. Is that better?
Wait, say again?
Is that better?
Yeah, that's better.
Oh, my fault. Yeah, my mic was away from my headset, sorry. Or from my face. I just want consistency in what people find offensive. And what I mean by that is not so much what they find offensive in games compared to other mediums, because that's already existent and that's nonsense. We already know that. It seems like this movie, it seems like we just talked about in Call of Duty have been in movies and no one's scared. What I'm saying is more along the lines of, if I'm playing a game, and it's a game about killing people, why would you take time to find offensive everything except the fact that I'm killing people? Why are you offended by the fact that there's a funeral scene in the game about killing people? Or there's a strip club in the game about killing people, or you know what I mean? Or I'm killing a man that's black but not a man that's white, or I'm killing a white man and not enough black. Like, why is that the problem? There's a game where I'm killing people in it. That's pretty much as bad as it gets. Everything else is just follow suit. Maybe it's to kind of legitimize it or explain it, or maybe it's just part of the story or the gameplay. Whatever it is, it's like, why are we offended at a funeral scene in a military war shooter game? Think about that. That's offensive. And I'm not speaking to people who are actual veterans in war, because I can't tell them what to be offended at. You went through war, you offended your country, you went through something that very few people in life experience, and clearly we're not meant to experience it. That's why lots of them have issues dealing with that, understandably so. That I'm not talking about. I'm talking about the people who aren't veterans, but are going to speak for veterans and say that this is offensive to veterans. On what basis are you doing this on? Please enlighten me, because I don't get it. The scene was done tastefully. It wasn't done to mock death. If anything, it was done to bring home the fact that war results in death. War is not a game. It's not something for just amusement, or it's not something that governments should simply use to boost the economy. It has real, unending changes. People die. You can't reverse that. That's why it was done. And it was done with a character that the player had a connection with. It wasn't done with a random character that they didn't know. This is someone you get to know. You know his name. You were fighting side by side with this man, and he passes away. Basically in an effort to protect everyone else. How is that offensive? I don't understand that. There's no way you're going to rationalize that being offensive. Where's the consistency? Where's the logic in that?
There is no
How are
logic.
games? Yeah, there's no logic in that. And how are games supposed to move forward? People complain about Call of Duty being a quote-unquote dude bro game. Okay, well, they're trying to actually add some depth here. They're to the campaign. They're trying to do something here. And the moment they do, you complain. So then what's going to happen? Then Call of Duty comes out. Well, let's move away from issues like that because people don't like that. It goes back to just being mindless fun, and then you're going to complain about that as well. I don't understand. You people are claiming you want to move the medium forward, where games are trying to do that, and every time they try, you have a complaint about it because your feelings are hurt? What? Like, this is getting out of hand, dude. Like, it's, I'm done.
Yeah, that was a great rant right there. I completely agree with everything said. Charles, you got any final words?
Yes, I do. Knights of the Turntable podcast on thecoalition.com. Please tune in. We are doing some dope stuff over there. One day we need to get Mike on there because I found out he listened to legitimate hip hop. So I definitely want to get his opinion on stuff. But
Just let me know, man. On game.
yeah, we recently talked about like female MCs in the game. We're gonna end up having a tournament eventually, which is gonna be a
tournament where like females are rapping against females. I listen to that.
Well, it's going to be a viewer's choice tournament. We're going to make a bracket with all the popular female MCs and kind of have them.
I can tell you this. I can tell you the top three right now, real quick, not to interrupt you. I'm gonna go ahead and say Rhapsody, Jean Grey, Raw Digger. Next question.
Boom. Great choices.
That's just about that's great choices. That's about the consensus we came to when we talked about it. And we talked about the resurgence of Lupe and Ludacris and if it's a real thing or not. We talked about a bunch of stuff. It's a really, really dope show. Y'all need to check it out.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely. I apologize for not being on last night's episode, but yeah.
Yeah, that's all good, man. That's all good. We actually may record the next episode pretty soon, sooner than most people think, because we just did one yesterday. So.
Yeah, there's a new G Unit song out, so I gotta be on.
Man, shut up about G Unit.
Word.
Oh, have you heard the Big Crit leak yet?
Yeah, matter of fact, that is the big part of the last one. That's the last topic.
I don't know why he's not getting more shine. I don't know why he's not getting more. That man can rap his ass off, and he writes amazing songs. I don't get it.
Man, Third Eye off of that album is freaking amazing.
But yeah, let's keep talking about Kendrick Lamar, though. Yeah, let's keep doing that.
Hey, hold up. Calm down, man.
No, I'm not calming down.
You don't have to bash another artist to raise another one.
No, I'm not bashing Kendrick. I'm just saying, let's just keep talking about him like there's no one else on that level or better. Let's ignore Logic. Let's ignore King Los, people that I feel could wrap circles around him. Let's ignore Elzai. Let's ignore these dudes. But But then we want to go.
We'll get you on the show.
Somehow people feel some type of way. Let's go buy that album though. That's good. I'm done. That's why I don't talk about music. I'm getting angry. Sorry.
We got you. We're gonna get you on the show, man.
Yeah, we've got to now. It's gonna
be super dope.
Richard Bailey, any final words?
Yeah, I'd like to give a shout out to all the fans that leave comments, all types of comments, whether it's interesting, controversial. I always find them to be quite invigorating. So yes, I would like to tell everybody that as I mentioned earlier, there are a lot of sales that are coming up. So do not feel the need to go out and buy every single game at full price. Because, for example, tomorrow, which is Sunday, Target buy 2 get 1 free on all games, including the games coming out next week, which is Halo and Assassin's Creed, Unity and Rogue. So keep that in mind. Yeah, I just, as I said before in the last podcast, let's focus on having fun playing the games, no more controversy, and that's pretty much all I got to say about that for now.
All right.
Sorry, I question. You guys still read the comment section? You have not learned yet?
Yeah, it's motivational to read the comments. People think that we don't become clear on certain topics.
I mean, I'm not knocking everyone that makes comments. I don't really know. There's probably some quality comments there, but I guarantee you, like, the way the internet is, especially in the circle of people that follow, I can't. Don't read the comments. No point.
I know the comments this week are gonna be nuts.
I gain and for a show like this. Oh, comment section is closed. I hate it because I would gain nothing from it. Like, why do that?
Yo,
Like,
I
I
mean,
might
last week,
as well pick up a rusty fork and jab myself in the eye. Like I would gain more from that.
yo, Mike, last week he wasn't on the show, and that guy Seth, all he had to say was shake my head. Like he didn't say anything else but that. Like so, now that you're back on the show, I'm pretty sure you know there's gonna be a lot said now. So
Who is this Seth individual? Is this someone who comments regularly?
yeah, on every episode.
Yeah, me and him get into nice little wars in the comment section. He actually unfollowed me. Hey, yo, shout out to Seth for unfollowing me on Twitter, man. I appreciate that. I don't even know why
Hey, that's serious
business
business.
in the first place.
So wait, the episode that I wasn't on, he had nothing to say.
Yeah.
I wasn't on that one either.
Maybe he enjoyed the show better when I'm not there. Maybe that's it. I don't know. If he only has stuff to say when I'm there, I mean, I don't know who this dude is, so that's kind of interesting. It's a little scary, actually. But hey,
Shouts to him though. Like I enjoy his comments. So shouts to him.
you're not doing. If you don't have people hating on you, you're not doing something right. So,
Yeah.
Right, absolutely.
But yeah, I don't have any final thoughts, but I do have a final question. I've been wanting to ask Michael A this. You know,
it
for a while.
better have
So,
nothing to do with G Unit. I swear to God.
no, it doesn't. So the Marvel lineup, it looks significantly better than the DC lineup. What are your thoughts on that?
You must whatever over the counter medication you're on. I would love to try it. Because I'm sorry, that Marvel lineup is not touching the DC lineup. No.
Huh?
What's
Oh, I
wrong
want
with
to know
it?
what kind of. I want to know what line you
Are we
should.
talking about- I mean, it don't really matter what we're talking about, but I'm assuming you're talking about the movies that are coming. No, sorry.
Yeah, what's wrong with the lineup?
I didn't say anything was wrong with the Marvel lineup. It's not bad. Black Panther could be promising. I'd like to see what they do with that. I'm sure, obviously, the next Captain America film will be quality because they all been quality, and Avengers will be dope. But I'm not. I'm sorry. DC finally announced the movies that people have basically been asking for. They're gonna retcon Green Lantern, which we all know needed to happen because that last one was absolutely a slap in the face. If you can read a book,
As Big Sean says, that was ass-tastic.
that was a slap in the face. Like they just back and forth the entire movie when I was watching that. So they're retconning that. I mean, I don't see how they're gonna get the Shazam movie wrong. I think people are gonna like that. Cyborg is an interesting enough character that I'm shocked that they're even putting on screen. So I mean, to me, that covers lots of fronts there. Especially when you take into account that apparently they're giving Static Shock a show, which shocked me. Is I don't know what the hell DC's doing, but they're just deciding to give everybody some attention now. I'm for it. Obviously, Justice League is Justice League. If you don't like Justice League, then you just don't like DC. So I can't really say anything about that, I guess. But I'm more impressed with what they're doing in the films, especially with the fact that they realize
like 5 years for Green Lantern though.
you do have. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you gotta wait it's a while. You're right, but I mean, you're gonna have to wait for a lot of these Marvel films too. I know they moved Guardians of the Galaxy up, but I mean, the rest of these films are coming out in a while, and this is to both of them. I respect them for doing that because they could have just jammed them all into like 2-3 years and rushed these films out and knowing they would make money. But no, they're actually going to take the time and put the time and effort into the films. I respect that for both companies. I just hope that Marvel doesn't continue to let DC influence their movies. Because when I was watching the Age of Ultron, I was like, am I watching Pinocchio? What the hell am I watching right now? Why is he quoting Pinocchio the entire trailer? It was just confusing to me.
Mhm.
But outside of that, hey, I mean, I think both of them are going to have some interesting films. It's just every movie that they announced on DC side. Well, okay, I'm not gonna lie. I don't really care about Aquaman, but who knows? That could be amazing. Outside of that, every movie that DC announced, I'm there the day it comes out. Marvel, maybe about 3 or 4 of them. The rest I can live without.
Oh,
I'm not a Captain Marvel fan, so I'm not watching that. I'm not watching that. I'll be honest. Like, I don't care what chick they have playing it. Don't care. I'm not watching that movie.
What is the basis? You know what? I'll wait because this is just gonna start a whole nother argument. We gotta close this out.
And I'm still see. And that's the other thing. DC has the rights to all their characters. Marvel doesn't. So I'm still waiting to see like Spider-Man.
You know what? That is a valid thing, but they're not even making like their TV shows and their movies exist in the same world. So it's like the licenses are split up anyway.
You talking about for DC? You realize that there's one. The theory is that one of them is going to be Earth 1. Never mind. I don't want to go too deep into it. We'll do this later.
Oh, I'm sorry. You know, separate universes. You can make that argument for these whack ass like, oh, Spider-Man is
Oh no, no,
such
okay,
and such
okay.
a piece of shit.
See, now you done went there, so we can go there. DC is doing a far better job of actually staying true. I'm not saying they're staying 100% true. Obviously, both of them are straying from the source material, but they're doing a better job staying with it. Whereas Marvel's
Based on what?
in fact, the Marvel Cinematic Universe is another universe. It's like they're basically saying this shit has nothing to do with the fucking comics. This is just the cinematic universe. And
Okay.
it's their way of getting away with just making
Wait,
up.
are you trying to tell
Wait,
which comic book was Man of Steel based on? What the hell are you
Wait.
talking
What
about?
I'm saying, what I'm so you're not listening to what I'm saying. Okay, so you're trying to tell me. So you're okay between Iron Man and Man of Steel. Which one stayed true to the source material?
Neither one of them.
Man of Steel.
Neither one of them stayed
Man of Steel was far closer to the source material than Iron Man. This is not even a debate.
In
Like, I
what
don't
way? Okay, I'm sorry. Was there? Where?
Did I not preface this by saying they both strayed from the source material?
They both fucking ice skated away from that shit.
But but Marvel is letting you know, like, these movies are not made for people who read art comics. That's basically what Marvel's saying. We're making these movies for the people on Tumblr and the people who like to pretend they read comics.
Oh my goodness!
Well,
you should take a statement and run and make your own goddamn book out of it.
What? I'm just saying. I'm not. And again,
Them announcing that it's not the same world.
I'm not
That's
knocking
exactly
Marvel.
what you're doing.
See, no, I'm not knocking them. They're making money. Do what you do to make your money. I don't care. And people appear to like it.
Backhanded comment though.
Oh, that's backhanded. And I'm saying people appear to like it, so they're doing something right. I'm just saying it's not for a dude like me. I'm not a Marvel dude.
That was like the most biased backhanded shit. Because I'm like, okay, listen, Marvel's going away from the source material. DC is going away from the source material. Why does there have to be a big hoopla about how each one of them fucking did it? They're both going away from it.
Magnitude. One is doing it far more. One is basically saying this.
Based on what? Do you have the scripts? Can I read them? Because I want to know how you know how far DC's
I'm not talking about in the future. I'm talking about based on what I saw from Man of Steel and based on what I've seen of Marvel. Yeah.
Okay, let's just point this out before we close out. Okay, so DC, Man of Steel, right? They change they have this AI father. There's no kryptonite rock in this particular movie. It's the atmosphere. Hey, I'm gonna put this out there. That was a good change, in my opinion. I hate the fact that they're bringing that back for the Batman Superman thing. So they went away from that. The symbol on his chest and the hope nonsense. The people being on Earth, or the Kryptons having the ship on Earth. None of that is in the comics. None of it. And I don't, and it's like, look, I'm not even having a problem with it. I'm not. Let me finish first. I'll let you finish.
Can you tell me which comic book it was, which Iron Man issue? Because maybe I missed it. Where Tony Stark got kidnapped by Al Qaeda or ISIS. Can you tell me when that happened?
Wait. Can Charles Singletary, aka Profex, finish his statement real quick?
I don't know. That's a lot of names you just said there. I'm not sure.
It's me. And the point that I made is they both strayed from their source material.
And I'm agreeing with you on that.
Vastly.
And I'm agreeing. But there's a different magnitude of how much one strayed in the other.
How is it a different magnitude? All of that stuff I just mentioned on Superman has nothing related to the comic.
Let's talk about the Mandarin and how he's just a white dude.
Okay. You're so biased towards DC for no reason. Like you have no foundation for it.
Dude, if you talk to me about DC, I'll rip them apart. The Arrow, I'll rip that show apart.
Yeah, especially right now.
Especially right now, I would rip that show. You take Deathstroke out of Arrow, and that show is absolutely boring. It's a really bad show. You're not going to see me defend that. Look at what they're doing with the Flash, though. That's a far show from a comic book standpoint. You know what I'm saying?
Look, Arrow has its issues, still good. Flash, really good. Constantine, really good. Gotham, piece of shit. Ultimate piece of shit.
Okay, see, look at that. We agree 100% right there. Look at Constantine, amazing. Gotham should never have been on the air. Just scrap that right now.
They should cancel that shit right now.
That
Like,
should be canceled now.
don't finish the season. Cut that motherfucker off. It's terrible.
He's 100% correct on that. You're wasting money. There's kids starving in the world. Take that money that you waste on Gotham and go to each other. Really,
you know what? Since we're on this topic and I have this platform to do it, I want to talk to you Gotham people, especially you Gotham people on Twitter talking about how good Gotham is. I want to know what the hell y'all are talking about because I don't understand. It's just I told a friend of mine, I was like, look, it's just like the people that argue that Batman can beat any superhero in the comic universe. You are out of your mind. You're out of your mind. I hear what you're saying. He's very smart. But you don't have to buy into that whole thing where he can do that because in some instances it's not realistic. And Gotham, you wanted Gotham to be great. It should have been amazing, but it is not. And I'm waiting for you to wake up. I don't know if it's going to take you 2 seasons.
That's what it is. It's like when you put all your effort into making a cake. You work hard in that cake, and then you serve that cake to your friends, and they don't like it, and you're angry at them like, "Oh, you're just a hater." No, maybe the cake got burned. You know, it's possible.
Yeah. Hey, grab the ingredients. Grab the ingredients, get a couple different ones this time, and try it again.
The concept of Gotham is amazing. The issue with Gotham is I don't want to see baby characters for all the villains that he should not have any interactions with already. That doesn't make sense.
These villains, the whole premise, like even if you go away from the comic books, the premise of the Batman universe is that Batman's existence made it where these types of crazy people thrived, right?
Yes.
So we should not be focused on these younger people because they're not relevant. And you have so much material outside of the Batman Rogue Gallery to do. And the stuff they're doing with Penguin actually is good. I do not hate the Penguin character, but you don't have to show Poison Ivy as a fucking child in this dude's apartment. You don't have women IDing people that are getting kidnapped. You don't need Balloon Man becoming a vigilante to influence Bruce Wayne's vigilante mindset. Like, you don't need these things.
Yeah.
It's dumb. It's so bad. The writing is just terrible. And Harvey Bullock, goodness, you got a great actor for that role and you go completely away from the character. I really do not understand that at all.
Yeah, I haven't even watched that yet because I'm such a huge Batman fan that I know I'm gonna.
Oh, don't watch it, Gary. You're a huge Batman.
I gave it 4 episodes. Four episodes. I gave that shit.
Yeah,
I gave it one. I gave it one. I was like, I'm done with this.
Yeah, the pilot was so bad.
Yeah.
I was done with that.
But we'll continue this discussion. I'm gonna.
I was gonna say this real quick. Throw something in, Charles. I'm pretty sure you're an agent, a Shield fan, and I am too, because I need something to put me asleep at night. So, like, it's like visual NyQuil for me. Like, it just knocks me out.
Wow.
Yeah. You know, that's cool because we've
cool,
established that he has a unwarranted bias of some sort that we can't get to rid of. You can have
that a bias. I just compliment. It's a great show. It serves a purpose in my life. That show will
backhanded comments, boy. I'm talking about.
But that show, I like it because they tie it into what's going on in the movies, and they're actually going to they're gonna have that show lead into the whole Civil War thing too. Like they're gonna.
What the agent from what's the
Agent Carter.
Yeah, they're making that. So that's another one for me to go to sleep to. Whew,
yeah, man. Hey, do you play tennis? Because your backhand is mean, bro. Like, it is vicious.
I'm just like, first of all, I forgot the name of the actress, the Asian actress from Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D., because I'll be honest, that's the reason I watch it, because she's absolutely beautiful. And even still, I would just wake up refreshed after watching that show. There's something about that show that I am never tired the next day. Like, I am just energized. And I think that's a sign of a quality show. I really think it is.
Wow. Okay, we'll continue this discussion off air. So that's episode 98 of the Co-op Podcast. Join us next week for episode 99. We're out. Peace. Oh.